Searching is a new film from director Aneesh Chaganty and stars John Cho and Debra Messing, and is the story of a father whose daughter has gone missing, and he helps in the investigation to find his daughter by the help of a detective who's been assigned to the case. And he goes through the multiple social media outlets to find exactly what may have happened to his daughter. This film has gotten a lot of buzz lately, and after seeing the trailer, I was really excited to see this, and honestly, I was not disappointed. This is a really great thriller that I was really surprised by, and the fact that I never got bored a single second in this movie. The film is, of course, a gimmick. It uses the sort of found footage-esque type of style that movies like Paranormal Activity or The Sacrament or Unfriended have used, and the film takes place completely on a computer screen for the most part, and that's how it tells its story, and honestly, it tells its story very well. This is a very well-written thriller, and it's brought to life by some really incredible performances from John Cho and Debra Messing. This is the best work I've ever seen out of John Cho. I've loved him in everything I've seen him in, but here he gives a terrific performance as this father that's just desperately trying to find his daughter. He has to deal with a lot of intense emotions, sadness, grief, happiness, depression, just stress. John Cho looks very stressed in this movie, and it just overall really helps sell the type of realism that this film is going for. This film is written very, extremely well. Debra Messing is also incredible. This is some of the best work I've seen from her in some time. She plays the detective that is helping in the case to find John Cho's daughter, and she is terrific. But the standout is John Cho. This movie is his from beginning to end, and it's just a great performance from him. Now, let's get into a little bit of this gimmick that the film is going for, which is the computer screens. The first act does an incredible job of using images on this computer screen to give us a progression of time from John Cho's daughter's young life to her becoming a teenager, and it's done so well, and it's so emotionally filled, and a reviewer has said this before, I think What the Flick said this, that it's very similar in a lot of ways to the opening of Up. Just, it's that type of montage, and it works very well for this film to set it up. And the premise works very well. However, it does begin to falter in the second half of the film, where the film starts to break its own rules a little bit, because you're so focused throughout the film on this one laptop that John Cho is using to surf the web and contact everyone. And suddenly there comes a point in the film where he's using other outlets, or there's certain stuff that I don't know how we're seeing it or how physically John Cho has access to certain footage. But the footage is there to progress the story. However, in terms of the film, it doesn't exactly work all the time. And honestly, that's my only real complaint about that. The film is honestly just a very well-written film with a timeless subject matter that is very poignant for a lot of people. This is something that happens all the time in America, and it's really sad, and this film pays tribute to that. Just the horrible stuff that happens in America. And it's bolstered by John Cho's incredible performance that I don't know if will be remembered by the end of the year, but I'll remember it. This is a really great first film for Aneesh Chaganty, and I hope he does more. And surprisingly, the gimmick works pretty well. Sometimes, I've always said to myself, I don't like found footage movies, but honestly, every one I see I end up liking in some way. Guys, this was a really good thriller, and one of the best thrillers I've seen in a few years. And with all that said, I'm going to give Searching an 8 out of 10. Guys, I suggest you go see this film. This is very much worth your time. I think you guys will enjoy this if you can get past that. The film is just completely on a computer screen, but it's as engaging as any thriller you'll see, like Gone Girl or anything like that. It's a very good film, and I absolutely loved it. Well, guys, that's all I've got to say. Look back here soon for my next review, because I've got a new classic review coming for you, and I'll just say, it's going to be magical. Anyway, guys, with all that said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review.